My name is Jan R. Carson, and I'm from Loveland, Colorado. I'm so pleased that my artwork Messages is a part of the 2023 Birds in Art exhibition. It is truly an honor. This piece is about human disregard for the environment and the effects of that on wildlife. It's also about the individual human experience, living in this time of upheaval and dire changes to our environment. Obviously, the birds in my piece aren't realistic. They're stylized birds, almost symbols. And I mean them to be symbols of nature. I've always felt an affinity to small, sensitive, and fragile beings, like butterflies or birds, because I am small and sensitive myself. This recent work of mine is part of a series that asks the question, who am I? I've depicted the birds as falling, not flying, falling like rain. In retrospect, I think the image was influenced by reports of birds overheating in urban areas and simply falling to the ground. The figure in this piece was traced from my own shadow silhouette. It's a way of placing myself within the scene. The title is Messages because I feel I am not listening to my inner knowing that things are dire and that I should act. From my perspective, the figure is inactive and oblivious, possibly in shock, not knowing what's going on or how to respond, frozen even. It reflects my own feelings of disbelief and hopelessness about the predicament of our environment and how I've played a part in its demise. My art is made from silk fabric that is cut and sewn back together over and over again. I think about the world as individual pieces that form a whole. Fabric can be separated and rejoined in endless ways and still retain its inherent form. It's a good analogy to how the world is composed. One important feature of this piece that I think people overlook is that the birds and the figure are the same color, cut from the same piece of fabric. This is true physically, but it's also a metaphor. Everything is connected. There are so many reasons why I include light as the background for my work, but I think it was more for the symbolic reasons. Our world is powered by light, by the sun, by information, by spiritual beliefs. All of these have been described in terms of light. So without light, the work would be missing part of its meaning. I began using a light box in order to include all of these ideas. The backlighting fills in a missing aspect, the invisible process of nature that keeps things going. It's ever present and constant. I hope people who see this work will see something beautiful, but in peril.